Alright folks, this is my first video in a minute, and hopefully my daughter that's along with us and the meeting that I'm actually on my ear does not interrupt. But this is my normal trip. This is software 10.69.25.2, and this is kind of something I wanted to put out there because Holmar's catalog, which love that guy, or guys and girls, I don't know who all runs that account, but was showing a rain video the other day, and as you can see I'm under a little bit of a light mist here, but I'm not expecting that that's going to be an issue today, because that, I mean, really I hope that's not an issue. If it is, it's just kind of proving my point, but just kind of showing that my normal drive is just filled with interventions, and it's to the point where it's like I don't want the car to turn for me because it's just a pain. It's more effort than it's worth to not have the herky-jerky turn or wonder if the car is going to try and steer me into traffic. So here we go. A normal route that I take like every day going to my daughter's daycare. So here we go. The first things we will see is at these not these stop signs, but these cul-de-sacs coming up here, that it will probably treat them as four-way stops. We'll see, because every so often it does it right, and I bet you it'll try and do it for this video just to make me look like an idiot, because that's what this car does. So let me be perfectly clear. So yeah, we're going to treat this like a four-way stop, even though there's nothing here. Now this one, it gets this one right more than it doesn't up here. Don't know what the difference between the two is. Same thing, it's a cul-de-sac that has an exit. So yeah, but yeah, let me be clear. Love this car. I like, yeah, it's gonna get it right. I like FSD. It's frustrating to watch folks out there that, like, it seems to work near flawlessly for them, and I can't even most times get out of my neighborhood without having to intervene with something. So here's our first test here. We have an unprotected turn we gotta make. Actually, if it does its job here, it's gonna go, should go. Yep, it did. All right, good job there. Had an easy opening. It took it. Good job. Next up, and this is so inconsistent up here that I may take over without even giving it a chance because there's people behind me. But I have a real tight turning lane that we're gonna make this left on in a half a mile. And if anybody else is stacked up, I am not gonna give it the chance to try and do it, because what people will do, because there is a bit of a lane over here, when you come up to that, they'll just blow through it, and because the car will obey the lines of the road, unlike human pilot, I might have an issue, so we will see. Like I said, I have a work meeting going on in my ear here that I'm listening in on. It's one of those ones where you just kind of may not have to say anything. So if I like say something weird, I'm apologizing in advance, because I might have my train of thought derailed by the meeting in my ear and trying to talk to you guys at the same time. Alright, so coming up on the next turn, and like I said, if there's nobody stacked up here, it usually handles this turn pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna be okay on this. So you can see the little spot that people will normally, and this guy is, he is behind me, he's just gonna blow through those lines, did not obey the, alright, we're gonna make a good turn here. Alright, not bad. I mean, the guy behind me probably thinks I'm an idiot, but not bad. I've seen worse from the system. Alright. So like I said, that guy behind me absolutely was just rolling through the yellow line. It's interesting. I don't know why they even put the split in the yellow line there. It doesn't really make much sense. It just does what it does. So yeah. No, baby, the sun's not out. It's cloudy out. My daughter has words for us.
Is it behind the clouds?
It is behind the clouds, baby.
And is it getting rest? And it's getting rest?
Yes, it's getting rest.
And is it...
Oh, we had a flare up here. Okay, so the car is actually acting to these flares. That was kind of interesting. It slowed down. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to give it the chance here. Just make sure we don't have any issues with those folks. That would explain the flares. So I took over, but that's on me. That's not on the car. Just being, again, to everybody out there that has this system and is testing it, you don't give the system a chance to screw up. Like, if right now it's a beta, we don't know exactly what its capabilities are for dealing with that, and especially where there were people kind of near the road there, I was not giving it a chance to be weird. So I made that disengagement. That's fine. If I were rolling a safety score, my FSDBeta safety score, I would not have counted that against the system, because that's just me being proactively cautious. Because again, we want to test this system, we want to put it through its paces, but we don't want to put anybody in danger while doing it. And in my opinion, you just can't be too careful when you got, a situation on the side of the road. Because again, this system is not claimed to be able to drive itself totally yet. It's really good sometimes. Okay, so we got some road work up here. So what do we got? Alright, so we're gonna have a one-lane road. So let's see how we behave here. It's not gonna be any issue because the one lane is on this side. We got the slow signs here, so we're gonna come on through. The car actually biased to go give the person standing on the side of the road a little room, so that was good. Biased away from that person in the lane. So again, stuff that it does do that is absolutely great safety stuff. And in that situation, because I just had a person standing on the side of the road, and the lane that I was in was the lane I was going to stay in. I let the car do its thing. I didn't feel there was any danger to anybody there, and it did it perfect.
Hey, Daddy, can I have my strawberry ice cream?
You may, if I can find it down here. Here's the cone.
And get the frosty.
Oh, there it is.
Can't lick the
Playing
frosty.
Find the Toys for my daughter. Here you go, baby. Here's your strawberry.
When we get home, we'll put it on. But not right now. But not right now. We're just gonna get me to school. But we'll get there. Hey, hold on. Where's the one? Where's the?
So yeah, a little bit of kind of boring driving here. The car today. So here is one critique I have, and it's not necessarily the FSD system, it's the routing system. What, baby?
Daddy, where's my neck pillow?
It's at home, baby. It's in your toy box.
So I'll get it there.
Yeah, you'll get that later. So back to what I was saying here. One of the critiques I have, it's not really of FSD, but it affects FSD, and that is I love that you have the ability to change routes when you put your destination into the GPS. But so many times I select the route that is not the route that the car chose, and it takes it, and then like 5 seconds later, it's just like, oh, I'm gonna switch to the other route. So that's annoying. Today, the car has decided it's going to actually go a different route that I normally go, which is fine. Actually, probably good for the purposes of this video, because this turn here is normally the one that it takes. And if there's a car coming, oncoming, like, because of the way you see this intersection, it's kind of on a cross rather than like an angle cross rather than a 90-degree cross. And it can cause, it doesn't handle it very well if there's oncoming traffic. The other thing is, the other direction that I go normally, there's a very bad routing situation there where I have a 2-lane road, I have 2 lanes on my side of the road, where one of the lanes ends, and basically it'll stay in the right lane until like there's 200 feet until the lane runs out and you'd be forced to turn right. And if there's anyone over on the left side, you're just hosed. You'd be coming to a complete stop, or you're taking that right. So another, as far as big critiques of full self-driving still that I've noticed after many months of having it, the route planning is just not good. Like, and actually we might see that here as well, because my destination is going to be on the right side, and for whatever reason, the car will at some point in this drive down kind of the main street in my town, decide that it needs to be in the left lane to quote-unquote follow the route, even though there's no reason at all it should get in the left lane to follow the route. It's a 4-lane divided, not really divided because there's no concrete, but there's a turn lane down the middle of the whole thing, road. And if it wants to get around a slow car, fair enough, but it will say that it's changing lanes to follow the route, which is completely not true. Alright, so let's see how we handle this protected left turn here, being a intersection with a light. Alright, so we got an oncoming car, and we're probably gonna, we're gonna stop here. Alright, good job, car. Alright, so this is a really new intersection, and this is a prime example of, if we were relying on HD maps, this would be weird, because these little, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but the little islands that are kind of on the sides here were never here. This whole intersection is much bigger, and there's you'll see it on the left when we come through, but there is a kind of a divided part with kind of cones in the middle. You might be able to see it on the other side too. But yeah, none of this existed a month ago. They just kind of finished getting done with construction for this. So we got a dude measuring something over here on the left. Water department.
If we all get stuck, our car will get stuck.
Our car's not going to get stuck, baby. Our car is awesome. Alright, so nice turn into the new lane. Now, the car actually did well at obeying the law there, because at least in Ohio, the law is when you make a left turn into a 2-lane, availability road, you should be making the turn into the nearest lane to you, and not picking the lane that you want necessarily. So if the car was understanding its route properly, it would see, yep, we got a kind of a slow van here on the right that we're going to pass. But then it should be trying to get over to the right lane, because we have to make a right in about 1.5 miles right now. So you better not stop here, car. So that was a weird situation where there's like 2 lights there, but if you go through the first one, you're committed to going through the second one there. So yeah, we'll see when or if it decides to get over. Because again, route planning has been my major critique of the system. And I'm really hoping that version 11.3 handles this, because we're gonna get to a point. This car will get over finally to follow the route, but it'll be like less than 500 feet before my turn, and there's some traffic lights there that makes it kind of rough to get over to the right, and the traffic on this road can sometimes be hard to navigate too. So like right now should be the time. We're almost a mile from the turn on a city street. It really needs to be getting over to the right to ensure the comfort of not only the driver, but everyone around the driver too, because you don't want to be trying to jam yourself in at the last second to then make a right turn on top of it. And we're back to another traffic light. What, baby?
Are we gonna go swimming on Saturday?
Yep, we go swimming on Saturday, but today is Tuesday, so we got a ways to wait for swimming. Alright, so 9/10 of a mile left here.
But we're all dry.
Yep, we're all dry, baby.
Because I'm all dry because I went swimming on another day.
Yeah, it was another day. Wow, this meeting in my ear should be over right now, and they're liking to talk. It's kind of funny. The car is making a bit of a liar out of me, because I only had the one true intervention in making the car drive through the cul-de-sac that any driver behind me would never have expected me to be stopping there. So that had the potential to cause an accident. Alright, so I don't know why we slowed down there. That was weird. Kind of got on the brakes a little bit. Alright, we are now a half a mile from the turn. We have a very clear lane to get over to, and it is not trying to get over. Alright. And actually now we're going to have a bit of a situation, because we are now 4/10 of a mile. We got a red light. I've got traffic going to come up on my right, and I might have to do something about this. Alright, we got a green light.
Is it on?
Alright, now luckily, okay, we're gonna, yeah, this is gonna be, okay, this guy I think is gonna, on my right, is gonna turn. Because I'm kind of getting out in front of him, even though they had a head start on me. Alright, so I don't know why we're turning the left turn signal on there. No need for that. Alright, now we need to be getting over like now, and in fact I am going to force it to get over, because as you see, this light here, then the next light, we would have been stopped here, the car next to me would have rolled up, and then we would have had a hard time getting over to the right. Now it might try and force me back into the left lane. Yep, there it is. It's trying to change lanes into the left lane to follow the route, even though that's not the route. I'm going to be making a right, like right here. Alright, so this is a turn it has a little bit of difficulty with. It will make this very wide. Yeah, come on, turn. Okay, so that wasn't very great. But yeah, so that's my kind of normal one way of it, my commute in the morning. And you kind of seen, it was a pretty clean drive, but it was not perfect by any stretch. And that's like every one of my full self-driving drives. Like, it's never perfect. It's never even close. Every so often I get a zero intervention, and and get lucky. But there, my meeting ended there. So depending on the battery and the camera here, we'll see if we maybe I'll do the return trip too and see what we get. So I'm gonna sign off for the moment, take the girl in so that she can be at daycare, and I'll be back with you guys maybe. If not, have a good day. I hope you are doing well out there. Again, this has been the first video I've done in a while, so maybe we'll get another one today, maybe not, we'll see. If we do, great. If not, take care, folks.